What do you say to a church full of Unitarians just before they're about to welcome a Pentecostal Universalist and his congregation into their church? There's no script for this. It's never happened before. What do you say to a congregation that historically has been predominantly white just before it welcomes a congregation that is predominantly African American? What I'd say is, yippee! Yippee being the secular form of the word hallelujah, of course, which means thank God. The opportunity to offer hospitality is a blessing and a gift. And in this case, it's truly historic. Nothing quite like this has ever happened before. And it comes at a time when it seems like the entire nation is entering a new era. The front runners of a major political party are a woman and a black man. Both of them have received millions upon millions of votes across this country. The next president of the United States may very well be an African American. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Many people would have said it couldn't happen, at least not for a long, long time. Whatever the outcome of the election, America is entering a new era. We are at the beginning of the next stage of freedom unfolding in human history. It's an era in which many of the old divisions are starting to fall away. An era when people are beginning to transcend the old boundaries. One of the looming questions of our times is whether religion will continue to be a source of conflict and war and division, or will it be an agent of peace and hope and community among the human family? I have no doubt that at its best, religion is meant to bring humanity together across all of our differences. In religious terms, God's hope for all her children is that we come to know and to cherish one another. And from that standpoint, this transcending of boundaries that we are witnessing all around us is something of divine proportions. And in the midst of all this, a church that has carried the name All Souls for almost 9 decades in Tulsa is opening its doors and its hearts to a black Pentecostal preacher who has spent 25 years trying to cast demons out of this place. Something new is trying to burst forth in human consciousness right here in America, right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is a new day when Unitarians and Pentecostals, young and old, black and white, gay and straight, Democrats and Republicans can all find themselves in one church, caring for one another and one another's children. That's the beloved community. That's the true meaning of the brotherhood and sisterhood of humankind. That's creating the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. These are historic times. And instead of sitting on the sidelines and watching other people do the difficult work and culture-changing work of transcending boundaries, we are rolling up our sleeves and putting ourselves in the front lines to do something that's never been done before. There's no place I'd rather be. There's no other people I would rather do this with. And there's no better way to spend our time upon this earth. I've said it before. Our forefathers and mothers gave us the vision of a new and a different kind of nation. A nation that is drawn from all the peoples of the earth. A nation drawn from all nations. A country where differences can be celebrated, not just tolerated. A country not bound together by blood and soil, but by a belief in the brotherhood and sisterhood of all humankind. In that sense, we have a country that has the heart of a religion. But far too many religions have the heart of a nation at war. Too many religions act like they need to defend themselves against hostile forces. Too many religions are fortified and xenophobic and live in a Cold War mentality. Well, the Berlin Wall of backward beliefs is beginning to crumble. And as the walls that divide us fall down, the kingdom of heaven on earth will be built from its rubble. So here's what I'd say to a Unitarian church and an incoming UCC church with a Universalist theology and a Pentecostal pastor. The rabbis tell us that Abraham kept his tent open on all four sides so that no matter what direction a person was coming from, they would always feel like they were entering through the front door. I want the members of New Dimensions Church to know that wherever they're coming from, theologically, geographically, culturally, economically, spiritually, physically, that you are welcome in the church of all souls. Ultimately, it's not my church, and it's not the members' church, and it's not Tulsa's church. It's God's church. And everyone is welcome in God's church. All Souls is a cathedral to God and the human spirit. It is the fulfillment of Prophet Isaiah's words proclaiming, "For my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations." In our church, we have a wide variety of believers and skeptics. But every week, we are sure to agree on three things: to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And anyone who can live by that covenant is welcome in our family of faith and promise. We say each week that love is the spirit of this church and service is its law. Let us show New Dimensions Church the incredible love that is the spirit of our church. And let us remember that the law of service is not so much an obligation as it is a privilege. In the days of Abraham and of Jesus, custom would have it that hospitable hosts would wash their guests' feet. Carlton said that it would be okay with him if I'd just shine his shoes. He has a great sense of humor, and I know that we will laugh a lot together. May these hallowed halls be filled with our laughter and our tears as we dwell together and comfort one another through the sunsets and sunrises of our lives. Of course, it's funny when Carlton says and jokes about me shining his shoes, but it wouldn't be so funny if I joked about him shining my shoes. Why is that? We all probably know why that is. It's tied up in the history of this country. It's tied up in the ways that we have fallen short of the vision of being a nation founded on the brotherhood and sisterhood of all. And herein lies the promise and the challenge of this moment.